Welcome to Ink in the Eyes. I'm Ace McAlpine. This is Charles Salisbury. And today we will be diving into the world of experimental comics via The Adventuress.
The Adventuress. Evolution. Her father was an alchemist. He created her himself. Of what? He would not say.
Are you reading it to us?
Not reading it all, but I'm going to read you that.
Show us the pictures from that book. Open it up to the page you just read. And then show it to all the children. Oh, she looks unhappy to be alive.
She isn't happy to be alive.
She was forced into this world.
She was forced into this world. On the second page, she's happy.
Oh,
But things
good.
are not going to
Oh,
go...
there's some birds.
Things are not going to go her way. The log line. Following an unnamed protagonist as she is kind of carried along and observed throughout her life. It's a bleak story, as one of our listeners has said I always do.
Oh no.
So
I have to stop giving you feedback.
It's good. No, it's good to know. No, I know. I like bleak books. I'm a happy person that likes sad art sometimes. Not all the
A
time.
lot of the time.
A lot of the time. Has to be good sad. No, not like bleak. Not like torture or anything like body horror-y. Not into that. I like my bleak stories that end happy. This ends.
Is it
very
because
happy.
you're from a country with bleak weather?
Yeah, we're a bleak people. We just that's we can only ever see it as like, yeah, the glass is half empty. If anything, yeah, when we get a little bit too optimistic, it's a bit weird. People turn against you.
That makes
true.
sense.
I don't know why. We're always a bit
For
like, oh
England.
God, why do you mess with stuff?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
this protagonist,
So,
what does she want? What are her wants? What are her needs?
what are her wants and what are her needs? What she wants, finding herself is not really a good want. But what she wants is just to be, I would almost say, just left alone to discover the world around her.
Relatable.
What she needs is freedom. She doesn't really know what she wants yet. Whether it's a partnership or like changing, but she is led. We'll get more into the story in a second, but her needs are just relaxation, left alone, kindness.
Interesting.
There is one part where she eats. All the books were about Napoleon being a moth. She ate them all, which we'll get into more.
Relatable.
So, relatable. So, Audrey Niffenegger, which I pronounced wrong, obviously, because I always pronounce everything wrong. Published in 2006, so it's 2 years after 2 or 3 years after she did The Time Traveller's Wife, which is by far, even now, her most famous book. Which is really interesting because we had a chat we went to a talk, you and I, with David Nichols, and he was chatting about like how nothing he ever writes, he was the author of One Day, nothing he ever writes will be as famous as One Day. And when people come up to him and say, oh, I've read your book, it won't be the most recent book, or this is him saying, he was like, it won't be my most recent book, or the one that I'm touring, it will always be One Day. And he was like, I kind of know that now. And he was like, at first it bothered me, now I just know they're talking about One Day, and like I'm proud that they know me through that at least. So I wonder if that would be her as well, because this isn't even her most famous graphic book.
Oh, she has other graphic
into
novels?
What it is. She has The Raven, which is probably her most famous one. No, it's not nowhere near as famous as The Time Traveller's Wife. Very similar aesthetic though. So this is published in 2006. It's illustrated, kind of novel in pictures. I thought it was more of a visual poem. Go on, yes.
I don't know if this is just the US version, but it's called Raven Girl.
Maybe it is Raven Girl. I thought it was called The Raven.
Because I just read a book called The Artist and the Feast, whereas in England it's just called The Artist.
Ah. It could be called The Raven or Raven Girl. My apologies for that one. I thought it was called The Raven, but I could have just been misreading it. Or the thing I was seeing was on it. Both of them, I would say they're more visual poems. I've also seen it referred to as a dark adult fairy tale, which probably fits it more. But it's enough of a graphic novel that it can be on a graphic novel podcast.
Okay. True. It is an illustrated, heavily illustrated, more picture than word on the page.
Yeah. So got 144 pages. Go on.
The people who like reading about fairies in novels would like this book.
So I'm talking more about like Grimm's fairy tales or like the archetypical folk and fairy. It's a good point actually. I don't mean modern sexy fairy Sarah J. Maas vibe. That's not this. If you're looking for, if there's one thing I can tell you about this book, if you're looking for a Sarah J. Maas one, this is not it.
I think the cover gives that away. It's a good cover for the topic.
For Bleak.
Because I got it from the library 2 years ago, and I mainly got it because it just seems so strange. There's not a lot of words on the page. The visuals are striking, but also not very, but somewhat experimental, like her slipping into the library and eating all the books. A little strange.
Yeah. It's very strange.
I support women, but that's a little strange.
There is quite a bleak, I'm overusing the word bleak here, but there's quite like brutal but simplistic imagery of like her having a baby, for example. Like this is the birth of Maurice, and like it is quite grotesque without being gory, and quite vivid without being anatomically correct. It's quite a heavy scene. So the plot. So she started this in the 80s, actually.
Oh.
So this has been like she started it as colouring, and then she is American. She's from. Where is she from? She is from, let me look at my notes, see if I've got it here, South Haven, Michigan, the United States of America.
It's just because the birth scene reminds me a bit, and this is a uniquely American political thing. Do you know what I'm going to say? The abortion fight.
Abortion, right.
With the politicians saying women have to give birth. Well, I think just like the man's hand elbow deep in her torso for the birth.
Oh, so that's more on the pro-choice side than the anti-choice side.
I would think so.
As like that's fair.
But it is quite experimental. And Michigan is one of those states that I think it's a swing state.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I feel like I've been to Michigan.
I'm surprised. I've met several people from England who have been to Michigan.
It was a layover from San Francisco. I went to Milwaukee.
Really?
Is that in Michigan?
Did you leave the airport?
No, I didn't really have time to.
Oh, okay.
But the only reason why I remember it was Milwaukee is because I remember seeing a Bucks vest, and it's Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
And that was it.
No, Milwaukee's in Wisconsin.
Okay. Got chatting to a woman that served at McDonald's for a while, and then that was it. I got on the plane, and that was me. Yeah, she was nice. I got that, oh my God, you're from England kind of vibe, and then I was like, sack it, I've got nothing to do with let's have a chat. Why are you here? Why are you in McDonald's at past something at this time? Yeah, nice person. Shout out to her if she's ever listening. She's a novelist, a visual artist, an academic. She does teach in a university, which I've forgotten to write down, but she teaches creative writing, even though she has an MFA. That I believe her MFA is in illustration. Art. I think. Just double check that, or I can double check that. But I can hear your keys going already way faster than mine.
Did you ever think you'd like to
do an MFA? Or...
learn to type?
No, I'm out with the arc now. This is why it's one of those skills like handwriting where eventually text to type will be so good, even for my awful accent. Eventually, I will be.
Oh, you mean speech to
text? Speech to text.
My mom
has
been doing speech to text since its inception, and the amount of times my name would be like Sally. It was like, you named it. What is this? Okay.
I feel like that's going to get so good that I don't need to think about it. So whilst you're looking at that, I'm going to briefly go through the plot. We've got an intro. We've got the evolution, intro into the father. We've got one page of the father. I'm going to do a bit of a character breakdown later. Then she's stolen by Baron von Gay. Wedding, honeymoon. She burns the house down. She runs away. She's tried. She's imprisoned. Moth becomes a moth.
Is there a reason she burns the house down? Is he awful to her? Does she hate him? He did kidnap her.
He nicks her and marries her, and I think that is not...
I don't know if you said kidnapped. I just wanted to... You just said enter.
No, I said he
fully kidnaps her.
He fully kidnaps her. Kidnaps her, takes her off to get married. She's like, I don't really want to get married, and then she gets dragged into the bedroom, burns the place down.
As she should.
As she should. She becomes a moth. Napoleon tries capturing her. She runs away, eats the books, as we've aforementioned. Excellent. They become lovers.
After she ate all his books.
Yeah, they were all about
So was
Napoleon
she
too. Consuming
his propaganda, or...
Well...
What do you think that was a metaphor for?
I could like that way of looking at it. I was looking at it as in... So yeah, we'll get into the character of Napoleon. So my idea is that these were different versions of toxic men. So the Baron von K is the aggressive, like stealing, taking, collecting kind of vibe. Forces her to marry.
Physically.
Observes it. Physically, like a very physical aggression. Whereas Napoleon is a bit more of a insidious aggression, maybe, where he observes her, he tries to capture her, and then lures her into this vibe. But my thought on why all of his books are about him is his self-belief, his arrogance, that he was above everything. Which
and
comes
so
to later,
her way to rebel against an arrogant man is destroying
all his books.
His self-importance.
No, I think she just eats the books, and because he's arrogant, all of his books are about him.
Oh,
That's what I thought. But I'm maybe misreading that. I like your metaphor better, that she ate his propaganda.
And then was like, oh, I also love you.
Yeah. Maybe.
Evil
probably.
Man.
They have a child called Maurice. It is a cat. Childhood, she is then betrayed.
That's why you shouldn't eat books during pregnancy.
You might you might have a cat, or this is non-medical advice. If you want a cat as a child, do not start eating books, because that sounds way better than having a baby. She then finds a chameleon. Chameleon carries away. She gets brain fever. Maurice finds her. She dies, and then her spirit goes back to Napoleon, who sends her away, even though he cheated on her, possibly. And she flies away happy.
Why does she leave Napoleon?
because he's having it away. Well, some woman sees him having it off when he goes away to fight the Ruskies. Some woman says he's not fighting the Ruskies. He's down there with another woman.
Oh, so she meets another woman.
Oh my God! No. He's having an affair with another woman.
Oh yeah, but how does the protagonist find out?
So the woman, like a local busybody, comes and says.
So she meets another woman.
She meets a couple of women. She meets some nuns as well.
Also, Napoleon in real life was married.
He was married. I don't think he cheated on her though, because I feel like
I don't either. But for this,
I feel like she was a big part of his life.
You can talk more about the fabulous woman of history. History reporter.
I'm just going to double check on what before I say anything. Josephine was...
I've seen the photo of their marriage in France. The Louvre.
France.
It's one of the good ones.
Is it?
Yeah, it's huge. I have a nice photo of me in front of it, lying out on a bench.
Oh no, I'm totally wrong. She didn't have a child, failed to produce an heir, and Napoleon annulled it in 1910.
Oh my God.
Marie-Louise of Austria, of Österreich.
He married someone else after her?
It seems so.
What a jerk. Well, that doesn't mean she wasn't influential. Maybe she was too influential.
Interesting. No, I was completely under the impression that she was actually like he adored her and wanted to like that. She was very influential. And I mean, like you say, she could have still been influential. Puffin
That's not a good lesson. I like your puffins, yes. A good podcast mug.
So
good choice.
Her spirit flew. The good line, leaving on a happy note, even though we're not finished. Her spirit flew out into the night, and the sky reached down and drew her up, and she was filled with light, and she is happy. So there's that, children.
Thank you. It's very muted colours.
Very muted colours. We're going to get into the art style momentarily. The reason why I wanted to bring that up is because it changes from past tense to present tense.
Oh.
She is happy, which I thought was quite a nice little touch on
that is a nice ending.
Writing. So yeah, as I said before, I think that all of the men, even the chameleon, even the nuns,
the chameleon's
and the other
a
one,
man?
The chameleon becomes a man through alchemy.
Magic.
His own alchemy. But they all observe her and they all carry her when she just needs to be left alone. Excuse me. And forces her to marry. Baron does this. Then Napoleon does this. Maurice finds her. The chameleon takes her to a nunnery and carries her. The nuns watch her and observe her.
Where does Maurice take her?
Maurice finds her in the prison and takes her back to Napoleon. And then finds her spirit when she's died. Takes the spirit back to Napoleon. And Napoleon says, "No! Not in my house."
Why was she imprisoned?
She wasn't in prison, sorry. She was... it was kind of like a prison because she was having brain fever.
Oh.
A touch of the old brain fever, which is very interesting because I always listen to Sherlock Holmes, as you know, before I go to sleep. Or not always, but I do sometimes if I can't sleep. And they used phrases like brain fever and... Oh. Yeah. It's quite a funny
what is brain
phrase.
fever?
It's just kind of either like nervous break. It's kind of a mixture of everything, of being like nervous breakdowns.
We
like
don't really
kind
know.
Of stress. Just
the brain
just
is not healthy.
Brain fever. Yeah. Like major nervous breakdowns.
I've had a touch of brain fever here and there. Not currently.
It is actually a good phrase.
But the day
isn't
is
it?
young.
Like, the day is young. Yeah. Still got a whole few hours with me yet. So, as you alluded to, it's very muted colours. It's called Aquatint etching, which is a printmaking technique. So it produces tones, not lines. So then the Aquatint produces tones, not lines, and then you etch on top of it afterwards. It was used as a way of producing watercolours, but like producing them over and over and over again. It was big in England. England is supposed to be the main kind of proponents of it from the research that I had. Like we were like we didn't invent the technique, I don't think, but like a lot of English artists have used it back in the day.
Who invented it?
Big in 1772. Not sure. It's kind of a bit contested. French say they did it. Dutch say they did it. Yes.
So the author, I looked up where she was teaching. She divides her time between Chicago and London. Sorry, just saw that. Jealous.
I felt like
But she's a professor of fiction writing at Columbia College, Chicago. But I bring this up because of your current conversation. She also taught printmaking and book arts at the Columbia College Center for Book and Paper Arts, which she helped found.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Really cool. Really cool. That's really cool. A really interesting school. I bet that's really like, yeah. So it's big in 1770s. Napoleon attempted Russia in 1812, so that was kind of close. Now, it's funny you say London, actually, because this links back. She has a video on YouTube about her process of how she makes this, but this is about the Raven, or the Raven Girl, of how she actually makes this, and it is extremely laborious. Because at one point I was like, oh, I wonder if I could give this a try. I will not be giving this a try. It is fully, like, takes ages.
Yeah, my university had a big print lab, and I just never even touched it because I was like,
yeah. Oh, that would have been quite cool. Yeah,
it would be really fun, I think, but it takes so much time, and that is not something I had in excess of.
No, exactly.
Which is a shame.
That's the problem with university. You're surrounded by the most interesting things within your life, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
I never went to a traditional university, but like you could walk into any door within a university and be fascinated by what is happening. However, you have zero time to do it because you are so focused on one sole subject.
Yeah, I'm doing so much.
It would be fun to be like, go back to the times where Renaissance man being like, you just go to university and you kind of study everything and do what you want in your own curriculum.
Or even just, I think, going part-time, but not needing to have a job in the other part-time, and so you can have a part-time class load and spend the rest of the time working on projects.
Yeah. When
like
I
making
looked at... Yeah, exactly. When I looked at doing the Masters, there was a Masters programme in Oxford that was... What was it? It was comparative literature. When I was looking at comparative literature, so UCL was a big one, and Oxford had one, but Oxford was part-time, and they said as part of their like class, maybe I doubt I would ever have got into it, but like they said as part of their class load is they want you to go into study all versions of like they want you to like sit in on different classes. So like I would be doing Spanish and German. They wanted you to go to like the German lessons, and they wanted you to go to like the talks and be like a well-rounded individual. Yeah. So like it's Oxford and Cambridge, you're not allowed to work. You can't have a part-time job when you study there, because they want you to be like so within,
doesn't seem
which
correct.
Is obviously it's elitist. It's an elitist university.
Well, we have a friend who's doing a part-time master's and working part-time.
No, that's part-time. If she was doing full-time master's, she would have to
full-time.
be full-time. Yeah, if you were full-time, you have to be full-time.
Well,
I forgot we had a friend that's doing a part-time masters now. I'm not just getting on them. Shout out. Hopefully well. She uses zinc. Copper can be used. You outline it in wax. Then, this is a very quick, I'm not going to go into it fully. You put it in a nitric acid bath, which then like scores it down. You then ink the scored parts. You put like watery paper on top, and then you kind of keep on doing that, and different parts will get darker and lighter with that in tone. So almost like brass rubbing, but the other way around, I think, from what I've gathered, and with acid. And then you do this thing where you put it in a booth, and then you like shake up with bellows. I think it's more acid or something that comes down. It snows down onto the page, and then you keep on doing that. It just says if you mess it up, you just have to start again.
The acid doesn't ruin the paper.
No, you do all this on the zinc.
Oh, okay.
And then you do the paper
and then you
afterwards,
press the paper onto it.
Exactly. Goya is a very famous person who does this. America Satz is a woman. Her woman bathing is also a really famous piece where she uses, and because of its like archaic nature, like big in the 1700s, big in the 1800s, it does add a gothic tone to it. As you can tell, this is very gothic inspired, like naturally by the tone itself. It becomes really, sorry, my light is shining on that. It becomes extremely gothic. So yeah, Dark Fairy Tales, Hybrid, not her most famous work. I just have it as The Raven, so that's interesting.
Like I said, it could have been an American title.
It could be an Americanism, yeah. And yeah, questions.
What is the etymology of her last name?
Oh, do you know what? I even thought about doing that, and then you were so like confused by my tangent on surnames last week that
I don't think confused is the right word. A little surprised that's where the research took
surprised,
you, but
though.
Not against it.
No, I didn't mean against it. I meant more just confused as to why you thought it was where I was going for you.
Well, it was a book about dogs, so.
It was a book about dogs. Stray dogs, to be specific. I would imagine it sounds in some way Germanic, but forgive me if I've got that completely wrong. It's ultra rare. 1 in 14.7 million people have it.
How many people worldwide?
That is, how many people worldwide? Less than, a score of 100 means less than 1,000 people, and it's got 97 out of 100. Switzerland. United States again. United States, 370.
There's a lot of people, and there's a lot of people from different places.
Yeah. US of A has 64%, then Switzerland has 26%, then France, then Germany, Brazil, England, then Italy. So I would imagine it's a Swiss name or Swiss German.
That makes sense. Well,
and a lot of the Swiss
from
have
those
gone over to.
I'd love to go to Switzerland. Just expensive.
It's very pretty. It's very expensive. Eye-wateringly expensive.
I watched a girl who does like hiking trips on YouTube, and she was like, "Yeah, this was," because she stays in hostels and stuff, and was like, "Yeah, this was an expensive one."
Yeah, I've done a couple of times because to go skiing or to go to the Alps, you fly to Geneva, and then Geneva to out. You can fly other places, but the easiest way is Geneva, and then Geneva cross over into France. And if you don't, it gets very expensive very quickly. I've never been to the German part of Switzerland, but I've been to there, and I've been to the Italian part, So like the journey
Look
into that
at
cycle
you.
into Switzerland. I know.
Oh,
Looks sad and cross.
I would be too if I were imprisoned.
She unravelled her skirt, taking it apart thread by thread. As she did this, she tied with the end of one thread to the end of the next, making a single long thread. Her arms felt like string.
Yeah, so she turns into a moth to escape.
She made a cocoon and stayed in there all winter. In the spring,
sounds
she
nice and warm.
emerged. In the spring, she emerged as a large moth. She was an enormous moth. She flew until finally she was exhausted. This is the thing. She basically goes somewhere, gets exhausted, and instead of people leaving alone, they capture her and take her away somewhere where she doesn't
Think
want
what
to
a
be.
nice woman. I will make her mine.
I will make her mine. So it's
And then
important
she's
that
captured by
Yeah, she's been captured by
Napoleon.
Napoleon
who is
Bonaparte.
not a general. He's
An
simply a
emperor?
butterfly collector.
He is a butterfly collector, although he is the emperor of France.
Do you
the
think
French
he is
Empire.
the emperor, or
at
do you
the
think he's a
time.
charlatan pretending to be Napoleon and just
No, I think he
capturing
is actually,
woman moths?
I think he is because he wears his hat.
An imposter might do that too.
An imposter may do that because it is only a two-peaked hat. Do you know the coolest thing that I've seen in a museum is
What,
Napoleon's
his hat? What
Yeah.
museum?
It was in Germany, and it was left behind when Prussia basically like pushed back against him.
Okay.
It was like left behind.
I was gonna say, how
uh,
did the Germans get? Because the
Yeah,
French
so
love
as these-
Napoleon,
as-
don't they?
I think so. I think they still have a. So, other Napoleon fact, I don't really know much about Napoleon. However, I knew that when they tried him in the UK,
Why did he
they
try in the
wouldn't-
UK?
because he started a fight, didn't he?
In the UK?
Yep. With the UK. He was started building an empire, wasn't he?
Oh,
We got
and
the
so the
cane
UK
out-
just beat him.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the cane out the cupboard and gave him a good thrashing. But they wouldn't.
That's
they
why the
wouldn't,
French hate you.
It's for many reasons. Do you know it used to be a joke that the developers, when Google first came out, or when it was like early days, and it like, you know, it used to say, "Did you mean?" It may still do this, but it's like, "Did you mean X?" If you put famous French victories, it would say, "Did you mean famous French defeats?" As far.
Aww, the poor French.
And there was a rumor that like they did that on purpose, just for a little like some developers kind of put it in for a bit of a laugh, like an Easter egg
sure.
that no one would ever find. So they wouldn't allow him on land. He was tried on a boat, I think, because he had such a following within the working class of the UK. So there's this idea that the British like didn't like they all fought against him, what have you, which is true. They did fight against him and win, but like he basically was like, if I come to Britain, I will get rid of the shackles of your monarchy.
Oh,
and a lot of
wow.
people were like, that's actually
Yeah, we'd
not
like that.
bad. And not a bad idea actually. Can you come over here?
Oh wow. Now, do
yeah.
you think things would have gotten better then for those people, or do you think it just like another dictator would have came like? I guess this is a
Probably.
hypothetical.
It would just be it would be a very similar system to France. I think we'd have just a president. I don't really know the French political system since the Vichy government. I know, understand it now, is that you vote for everyone, and then you have two votes, don't you? Like you will vote for like the Greens, Labour, Conservatives. To use the British examples, Conservatives and Reform, and then the winning two will go head
You
to
vote
head.
again. Yeah.
And then you'll vote again, and then so basically like an ultra right or ultra left party can never get in because everybody would just vote for the other if there's an extreme which happened to Le Pen, didn't it? Le Pen was like going to win, and then everybody basically voted
just
against her to get her out, and Macron got in. So it is a lot safer of a system because there's two catches to get through to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think their political system is quite sensible, but I think that's a post-Vichy government. See how many groups I can anger. I've got the French Mormons. That's who I'm going to get assassinated by.
Yeah. If the Mormons get mad at you, you're not going to show up.
I said about her art style. So I don't know why she chose this art style, apart from she's been doing it since the 80s, and it does actually make a lot more sense.
Oh, that she works at the Book Art Center.
Exactly, that she's actually one of her major passions is these old techniques and book art and creating books of that ilk. That makes a lot more sense of why she's been doing this since the 80s, because like I say, it's fucking laborious. And
does all her books use this technique?
The two most, the Raven Girl and this does.
Because it also said her husband's a cartoonist and she wrote a book and he did the art.
He's a famous cartoonist. He's worked on many projects, but he's worked on something huge. I didn't really want to bring him up because I thought we're talking about her, not him.
We are talking.
Heard of quite recent. From Hell. Fucking done something massive. He did From Hell, which is an episode we will do. So I'll talk more about him in that episode. We should be doing that soon? Question mark?
It's up to you.
I
remember reading part of it, and I was on the tube, and I was just so nauseous. And it was the part where he was like talking about, he was insulting women. I forget what it was. I think I blocked it from my memory. But he was saying heinous things. I was like, I'm over this.
I'm over this now. I'm sick, and this is awful. Well, yeah, it was quite a bad time.
The book? Or
for women.
Yeah.
The time of Jack the Ripper. Famously. Not a good time. Not a good time to be a woman. So, that is all I have to say about The Adventurous.
Thank you for sharing.
It's £17 in the UK. It's a lot of money for some book, if I'm being honest. If I had one critique of the book, you will finish this in an hour, and it's a lot of money. It does look very pretty on the shelf. Let me try and catch the lights.
Now, this is a YA book, and children's books are a lot cheaper in England. Wait, let me find the price. So this is £14.99.
Pounds. Yeah, see, now we're...
And it's a novel. It's not like a graphic novel. And to be fair, like graphic novel paper is heavier. And it sounds like the technique she used was, again, quite laborious. The technique she used has taken years. But this has a lot more words and a lot more
This has a lot more words. Price per word, that is better value for money. For the skill and, like you say, the time that she put into this, I do think it's not a bad price. What I would say, this is quite a cool scene, even though it's very bleak, but like she has the wine glasses in the back, if it's going to focus. So her artistry is amazing. Like, I'm a big fan of it. Even the cover I'm a massive fan of. Yeah. And it does look great on your shelf. So if you do have a spare bit of money, get it. However, 175 years of the Public Libraries Act in the UK. There is also desperate need to support your public library in the United States of America.
It's like the only place that gives you free knowledge.
Use it.
Free stuff.
Exactly.
Think of any other business that would be like, here's a free object you can borrow.
No, but it is hugely beneficial to society, as we've discussed before. Thank you so much for listening to Ink in the Eyes.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening.
And still, and continue to be.
Subscribe.
With me.
Tell all your friends. Read a book.
Read this book.
Read
Let
this
us know
book.
what you think.
Read more picture books. Tell us what you think. Have a wonderful rest of your day.